You know how we get down. Yeah, the way we gon' work it out.
I am Pastor Julius, and this is my lovely wife,
Lady Ashanti.
and we got some really good information that we want to share with you guys called Let's Make Marriage Great Again. A discussion is called Let's Make Marriage
What up,
Great
everybody?
Again.
We back.
A discussion is called
MMGA, another episode.
Remember, MMGA.
You got to put the thumb right there for the
No,
line.
he's got to do that.
That's too many. That's too much.
Well, that don't look like no A.
Yeah, dude.
Like somebody peeing.
I'm done. I'm done.
Like the A got a little penis. It's psst.
I'm done.
Speaking of penis, no.
I'm done. So
Woo, we got an episode
listen,
today.
this is some ridiculousness today.
Sade, I can't wait. Now, y'all know we talk about everything on the podcast because it is important to talk about everything marriage. Some people just want to pretend like marriage is easy and all. It is not. It is the hardest yet most rewarding relationship you can be in outside of you and your children. And so Julius and I like to make sure that we highlight all of it, the ebbs, the flows, the valleys, and the mountaintops.
Lord Jesus.
So y'all, okay. Today we're going to be talking about some very interesting things with men and women and their bodies and some surgeries and enhancements and stuff like that. But before we get into that, the other day we had a little bit of a issue, if you will. So it's allergy season, right? And Julius and I normally suffer crazy from allergies, but the other night, homeboy he probably sneezed 29 times back to back to back. His nose was draining. He was miserable.
I was miserable, y'all.
He was miserable. And
Like,
then we went
literally.
upstairs and it got worse. I'm like, I gotta check the air filter. Like, it was bad.
It was horrible. And I mean, like, my allergies, I've had them my whole life. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've had allergies bad. And so, I guess they were saying that the pollen was extra high.
Oh yeah, the pollen right now is
and
crazy.
People's allergies was revved up extra on another level and all of that. And it was ringing true for me. So it got crazy and I was a mess. Homegirl over here.
Wait a second.
We're in the bed and we're watching TV, and then all of a sudden she puts her toes on me talking all crazy, right? She's trying to get it. Look, I'm just gonna keep it real. She put her toes, she wants to get it cracking, right?
I put my toes on you.
Yeah, you said something, said something, and I was like, okay.
So let's be clear. No.
Let me
You
finish.
didn't tell the
Let
whole
me
thing.
finish. Let me finish.
Earlier that day, we had a good time. And so y'all know how it is. You might have something pop off earlier, and then you want a continuation later on.
Yeah.
So this was a continuation.
And she wanted to continue. And my allergies, I got tissues everywhere, bro. Like, you know
got
me.
a tissue
I
in
got
his
tissues
nose.
in my nose, dog. Like, I mean, it's a mess. I'm blowing my
See
nose.
my allergies right now.
I'm sneezing. Homegirl.
Oh my God.
Homegirl, she didn't care. She didn't care. So, anyways, I
can't believe y'all gonna believe this.
No,
man.
this is the truth, y'all. I took an Allegra. An Allegra.
He took one Allegra earlier.
It's
It's
24
hours.
So I took an Allegra probably about earlier in the day, maybe 12, 13 hours ago. So then towards the night, we was watching the basketball game.
We were.
I can't remember who was playing. We was watching
Boston.
the game, and my allergies was a mess. Like, I could not, and I'm like, this Allegra is supposed to be lasting for 24 hours, and I'm only 10 hours in, and my allergies are still a mess. It is not helping.
So he gets up.
said,
This is why we're watching the basketball game. He gets up before I put my toes on him. He gets up out of the bed and goes downstairs. He takes another Allegra.
Now, I took another one when we was down there watching the game before we went upstairs.
Then we were watching the game upstairs.
So that's 2 Allegras I got, and it's supposed to be 1 per 24 hours.
He took 2 and
I took 2. because I needed it to stop, y'all. Like, and watch this, it still wasn't stopping.
So then he says, babe, where's that one stuff? So I bought this Afrin. Now, if y'all don't know about Afrin, Afrin is like from the 80s, baby, and it will clear up. So he does 2 in each nose. So we got 2 Allegra and 4 pumps of Afrin right now in his nose.
It's still not working. I still got tissues everywhere. So
well, the antihistamine, it didn't block that, but it blocked something else.
So then she starts rubbing her toes on me. She's ready. I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So he proceeds.
So we enter into the realm. We enter into that space, that secret space. And don't you realize, that secret space. And don't you realize that my Johnson was like, no, I ain't doing this tonight. No, I'm not doing this tonight.
We tried.
I don't have no issues. And so
we tried 3 times, and on the 3rd time, Julius said, maybe it's the medicine. He said, can you Google that? Y'all.
Sure as day.
I Google it, and there it is. Allegra, freaking clear. All of them is listed right there. Antihistamine blocks the blood flow for erections.
And I was thinking in my mind, like,
women, men,
from ED?
Listen.
Like, is this what's
to
happening?
all my married couples? Allergy season, y'all might want to figure this out because it will block it. Antihistamine is the blocker.
Antihistamine is the blocker.
It's
dog.
the blocker. Not your kids, not attitudes, not nothing else. Antihistamine.
Don't ever take 2 Allegras.
And he had 2 Allegras and 4 pumps of Afrin.
Within a 24-hour time frame. Don't ever do it again.
It was crazy.
It was the worst ever.
It was.
So anyways, Shantae is pretty vocal about her wanting to
get surgery,
get some surgeries done, right? Yep. And you know, like we've talked about it and stuff, and so
the only thing Julius said I wasn't allowed to get is a BBL because he doesn't want my legs to be skinny, my butt to be big, and I agreed. I don't need anything done to my butt. I just wanted like lipo 360 or a tummy tuck and lipo. So we've come to that agreement,
and we've talked about it because I was like, well, I'm never carried children. I don't know what it's like to have my stomach stretched out.
And I had 2 C-sections.
And she had 2 C-sections. Like, I don't know what that's like to deal with that. I can imagine it's, you know, it could be stressful.
Especially when you got married and you was a snatched young lady. I mean, I had abs. We used to work out together. Like, my body was amazing. Yeah. And then after 2 children, 2 church launches, businesses that we started, my body is like, and I'm 41. Yeah. So things look a little different. So we've talked about it. We've priced out multiple doctors.
So we have. So we've been looking at this thing. And so, like, I go back and forth with it for real. Sometimes, like, at the end of the day, we've come to the agreement that it's okay. But, like, in my mind, I still go back and forth with it. Like, is that really, like, do you really have to do that? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, are you trying to, like, I guess, live up to some things you're seeing on social media? Like, what's the real reason behind this and all that? So I go back and forth with it. We go back and forth. But I came into the knowledge that there is this surgery, and I never even knew anything like this. There's this surgery and this is where it gets crazy. This is where it gets crazy. All of the stuff for women, none of it is FDA approved. And
we talked about this on the last episode when we talked about Pfizer being federally funded for
the blue pill.
What is that blue pill called?
Viagra.
Right. So Viagra is federally funded.
Yeah.
And we talked about it's FDA approved.
Yep. And so the government literally funds, I don't know, 37 million
men's
or
hard
whatever,
penises.
A lot for men. And it's FDA approved.
That's what it does.
So all of these BBLs and lipo 360s and all of these things that these women are going to do nowadays, none of that stuff is FDA approved.
And let me tell you
to my knowledge.
No, it's not. And let me tell you what is wrong. How yours, what you're about to talk about is federally funded.
Don't go there yet.
But a woman can have babies, natural birth, and have to have C-sections, and that's not FDA approved for her to go get a tummy tuck.
So all of the women's stuff, none of it's federally funded. Now it's a whole lot of money in it, but it's not federally funded. But I came across they got a whole penis enlarger.
I'm trying to figure out, how did you go down that rabbit hole?
They got a whole penis enlarger, bro.
It was the antihistamine, y'all. It
So-
really messed with him that night.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. It's all type of stuff on the internet. But so what tripped me out is that it's FDA approved. And so I'm thinking to my mind, like, wow, so the man's stuff, a cosmetic surgery to enhance him, is FDA approved. But then you got the woman's stuff that is a cosmetic stuff as well too, but it's not FDA
But y'all,
approved.
that's not cosmetic.
That's what they called it. They said it was a cosmetic surgery.
Your penis is a sex tool. My stomach being stretched and tucked in, I don't use that.
But what the surgery is not enhancing the functionality of it. It's just enhancing what it looked like.
If it's growing 3 inches,
It's making it what it looked like. But it's not making the semen any more potent.
but it's
not
making
stopping
the tool larger.
Yeah, that's what they said. But the point is how is that FDA approved?
Yeah.
And how is the woman?
Well, they have surgery for women to get their vaginas tighter. Oh yeah, it's a real thing.
What?
Like their lips and stuff to make them how they used to be
So what?
back
If
in the
it
day.
blew out?
If it's blew out, you can get it tight back up. If it's blown out, you can get it shrunk back. No, seriously. But it's not FDA approved.
It's not FDA approved.
But yours is.
And I think the point
That is crazy, bro.
I think the point is again, it's one of those, we told you guys we were going to continue this conversation.
Talking about just
Is this toxic patriarchy?
No, facts.
And how the men's stuff, it seems like it's okay.
because you have, Lord, I almost said something. Because you have older men who are in Congress. We have older men who are running the government who are going to take care of their penises. They're small penises.
Now, babe, what is you talking about? You don't know nothing about nobody's.
I'm just saying, if there was a
job.
whole bunch of black men in Congress, you probably wouldn't need that.
Now that's some racial stuff right there, y'all.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Sorry.
I'm gonna come against that right here online. I'm
Ah!
gonna come against that. That's ridiculous.
But men are taking care of their issues. They're taking care of ED. 63% of men suffer from, did you say erectile dysfunction? No, 63% of men suffer from small penises. Or was it 36%?
They said 36% of men complain about their penis size.
Right. And never mind.
That's what they said.
I'm not going to go there either because you said us being racial. Yeah, so I just think that, ta-da, that is more proof that this world, this nation, that's what happens.
How do you combat that though?
Get more women in government? I don't know.
But why wouldn't they approve? Like, what's the harm in approving a woman getting a BBL?
Because men want to be superior to women.
So what you're saying is,
and we talked about that even with this little raggedy surgery. You said it gives a man 2 to 3 more inches.
That's what they said.
Which is a lot.
That's
2 to
what
3 more
said.
inches is like, that's a lot.
That's what they
Unless
said.
you only have 2 inches, then it's not a lot. But
That's what they said.
if you already walking around and you add 3 more, you know.
That's what they said.
Yeah, so.
But when it comes to the women's stuff, I feel like it's a lot more with that. And so you're saying there's no real health issues for the reason why they wouldn't FDA approve the woman's stuff. It's not more of an intricate situation.
I mean, in my mind, and I talked to my OBGYN about this, and she's in agreement. Every woman who had to suffer a C-section should get free plastic surgery. Because you watch them cut through my abs and every ounce of muscle to pull both of our sons out. Mm-hmm. I don't get that back. Like, those nerves don't repair themselves. That abdomen wall never repairs itself.
Right.
It's just there. I can do a bunch of sit-ups and there still may be some stuff that goes on there.
Yeah.
And so my question is, why would we not give women who've suffered C-sections free tummy tucks?
Right.
Like once she comes to a point that she's, done having children or whatever, why would the government not say thank you?
But even if it wasn't free, why isn't it FDA approved?
Well,
That's
I
my
think
question.
all of the I think plastic surgery is approved. I think what you're talking about, FDA approved. So I think women's silicone breast is FDA approved. What you're talking about, it's FDA approved because it's a silicone thing that goes inside the penis. That silicone is FDA approved. Pfizer is paid by the federal government for Viagra. There's a difference. That's actually funded through the feds.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a difference. FDA approved just means that the Federal Drug Administration has said that's safe. So there's women's breast silicones that have been deemed safe, and then there's some that's not. Like over in there, a lot of women go to Costa Rica or they go to DR to get their booties done, and a lot of that stuff is not FDA approved, which is why it's dangerous. Because you shouldn't really be going over there to get that stuff because the FDA has not made sure it's okay.
But so if the FDA is approving, then how would it be patriarchy then? If
I was talking about it being paid for is patriarchal. I was talking specifically about Pfizer being funded by the federal government for Viagra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean FDA just means it's safe. So like there's certain silicone implants that have been FDA approved as deemed safe for whatever it is that they're meant to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then that's not an example of patriarchy then.
For me, getting your penis enlarged is.
Is it? What's the difference between a guy wanting to get his penis enlarged and a woman wanting to get her breast enlarged?
For me, it depends on, like, you just want some big old boobs to have them. But, like, man, if you breastfed your babies and they was here and now they're here.
No, I said enlarged.
Oh, I'm just talking about augmented, like bringing them
talking
back
about
to where they once were.
Enlarged. Women who really didn't have breasts. And what would make a woman want them? Because
you know what big ones are versus what small ones are.
What are they? What is that? What does that mean?
Comparison.
So what's the difference between a man wanting to get that?
Again, for me,
surgery?
It's the tool because a man is actually using that during sex. That's actually a tool of penetration.
You don't think women use those?
Not as a tool of penetration.
Man, they use them.
Okay.
Taking all these pictures.
All right. I think men, and we've talked about this. We've had this conversation. Men, when it comes to their penises, almost come from like a power tool.
Bro,
like I can bring a woman under submission because I have 10 inches.
Let me tell you something, y'all. This was crazy. So my mind was blown. I never knew nothing like this existed. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, dog, I listened to the testimonials, David.
These men.
This one dude on there was like, yeah, he said it really boosted my esteem. He said, I never had in my lifetime.
Why do you have to use this voice,
That's what he's saying. He said, I never had it in my lifetime where a woman was telling me to take it easy and not be so rough. I was like, what in the world? And
he's excited now because now women are telling him, whoa.
And now, she's, kind of pushing me off, not wanting me to.
And that has given him confidence.
I was like,
see,
what in
that's
the
the thing.
world?
It is a position of dominance.
Thing in the world.
It's a position of dominance. I'm not a man, do not have a penis. I do have a husband and 2 sons. And I know, being a woman on this earth, that men, y'all's pride hangs between y'all's legs.
I think the reality is there is a level of pride.
Man, yeah, a Negro will say in a minute, and I've heard you talk like this. I've heard other men talk like this. Like, y'all's thinking is you can basically, like, if a woman's showing out, you ain't putting it down. Because if you put her down, she'll shut up.
I mean, unfortunately, there's a level.
See, look, David's like, wow.
There's a level of, and it's probably toxic and all of that.
It's patriarchal.
There's a level of probably that strand probably runs through the mind of a lot of men. That thought.
And so women then
honestly
could have the same mindset and be like,
oh, they are. You hear these songs these days
now.
Yeah.
Now, and Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion and a lot of these, and Cardi B, they catch a lot of flack. And they like, nah, y'all been rapping about what y'all was going to do to us and and Petey Pablo talking about the knees to the headboard, Huckabuck and me. So no,
And
we both can play this game.
And here's what's real wild about the whole thing is that women are up here, man, giving birth to like 7, 8, and 9 pound babies.
Yeah.
Like
So,
naturally.
Literally, a penis is like a
like a drop in the bucket. But the body prepares itself for all
I mean,
that.
it
It's
does,
a different
no
situation.
doubt. But I mean, let's be clear. My grandmother, God rest her soul, said she'll have a hole a lot longer than you'll have a hard.
That's exactly what she said.
That hole ain't going nowhere.
That's a true statement too.
That hard, you might need to go to Pfizer and get federally funded for that blue pill.
Man.
It happens. And so for me, you asked me the question of why do I think, that's why I think that's a negative, because that is actually being used
But you don't think that could
to perform sex.
You don't think that a man who feels like he needs to do that, you don't feel like he might be dealing with low self-esteem
I mean, he might.
behind that? And you know, it's the same way that a woman could be dealing with low self-esteem. But the
Yeah.
reason why she wants to get surgery.
I mean, I'm sure a small penis is way worse than a flabby belly, because I done seen some big ones with a hole. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be all right. Be a big girl, got her somebody at the crib taking care of her, everything. So
Yeah.
I'm sure a small penis is probably way worse.
Yeah. And
But
so-
I do know that
so-
men use that as a tool of subjection, like a tool of mastery almost.
what is he really mastering though if she has
You know
7
what-
or 8 pound babies?
Julius, don't try to do this now. Not in front of the American people.
What you mean?
Because you know exactly what it is. You know how y'all think. Y'all think you just put it down. You know, you come in and put it down and she'll be like, yes, sir.
Is there any truth to that?
No,
None?
no.
I don't agree with you.
Because it go both ways.
I do. It does.
Women can put it down and what did Jay-Z said? It's the power of that's why every nigga in the hood dress fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Power to P is go both ways.
power to P. I think it's toxic. So I think that because of where it's both. Where,
But it is
where
true,
it's birthed
though.
out of.
But it is
I don't
true.
know if you can command a woman with your penis. Command and put her under subjection. And that is toxic patriarchal thinking, that right there.
I didn't do anything. I'm processing. I'm processing.
That is what you think.
No, it's not what I think.
That is what you thought before the Lord renewed your mind.
No, I'm processing. I'm processing. because I do believe that there is some truth to that though, for real.
You believe.
in some immature situations,
And you believe that size has something to do with that.
there's some truth to that.
So you believe that there's size has everything to do with that? Because
Not everything. No, I don't believe that.
I think it's the Western civilization way. Bigger is better. Everything that's bigger is better. So
Is there any truth to that?
no, not all the time. Sometimes
I might
a
say
bigger
all the time,
a bigger
but-
steak might not be as good as a nice 6-ounce fillet.
Them little bluegill fish, they the best ones.
See what I'm saying?
Then send a big hunk of fish that's been in the water for too long.
Be all nasty.
Got waterlogged.
Or you guys a big old hunk and don't know what he doing. And with the big old hunk is a waste.
I don't know. It's something to think about, something to consider.
But I mean, for me, I believe that if a man, if he's really, and you have some men, they call them micro penises. I watched this documentary this one time.
Jesus,
and
Father.
men deal with they have micro penises, and they're like 2 and 3 inches. Erect. Yes, sir. I think that those men should go get that surgery. I think that those men deserve it for free. Because I can only imagine how hard, honestly, that is to date or to get married, and you like, bruh. Nothing. You have a micro. I think that they should be able to go. And you said it's $15,000.
They said it's
Takes 45
15
minutes.
G's. It takes 45 minutes. This doctor is making 15 G's in 45 minutes.
That's how much these
And
other
they
plastic
said
surgeons make.
it's just a little incision like a
Vasectomy.
Like a vasectomy. Outpatient. I was reading this. My mind was blown when
I'm
I
going
was
to have to
reading
watch
this
you
stuff,
for the next couple of weeks. Make sure you ain't slipping away for 45 minutes.
I don't need it. I'm
You
cool.
don't. You better not.
I'm cool.
But see, that's the thing. You have people like you who will go get it and then be ridiculous.
Just come out.
Come home like, Yeah, like what is that on your kneecap? Get out of here with that, man. Jesus, but no,
Yo, I'm sorry.
I think the
sorry,
micro
y'all.
penis community.
This is unbelievable.
I think that they deserve that. Just like I believe that women who have had C-sections deserve to get.
So you're saying in those extreme circumstances,
yeah, and I'm not against.
where it's beyond their control.
And I'm not against women who, man, just she ain't been eating right and. She wants to get it. I ain't really against that either. I feel like everybody, to each his own, everybody has a right to make a decision. Yeah. And if you got somebody who's walking around with 10 and he want 3 more, I guess he can go do that too.
Well, all right. Well, hey guys, we're going to end on this one.
Remember, y'all, do not take antihistamine before showtime.
Don't do it, fellas. Don't
antihistamine, the original cock blocker.
Peace.
Bye.